How's everybody doing? Spike here in the Spike's Prospecting Shop. I hope y'all getting a good sound and it's not crazy in your ears or nothing. And I just come on in to show you what's going on. I see we already got 3, and you know what it's time for? I'm learning to operate all these buttons. Y'all have to excuse the old man, okay? Let's go. And hey, how's everybody been? Well, it's only been like 3 days or 2 days since I talked to some of you, but hey, it's good to have you back into the shop. I guess y'all notice I'm out in the wilderness over here. This is some Cripple River wilderness out here behind me. So hey, I figured it was appropriate since we were going to go traveling back to Cripple River tonight. So hey, we're going to do another episode of revisiting Cripple River, but we got a couple of new things going on, okay? First thing is, ready for this? We're going to do it in 3 little sections, about 6 minutes or 7 minutes each, okay? So we'll do a section, and we'll have a little communication, then we'll do one and whatever. I will not be talking while the video is going because Streamlabs does not allow that. So y'all don't have to put up with listening to me. But if you have questions, put them in the comments, and I'll be glad to try to get to them. And if not, we'll answer them in those little breaks in between. And I'm still not going to put any commercials in on you, okay? I'm not going to do that. So, hey, I thank y'all for dropping in. I hope you're going to enjoy it. And I'm going to fire off another episode, and we're just going to let it go. And then we'll just chat a little bit about it. And when we get ready, I can bring in guests today. I've never done it, but we'll give it a shot after we do the videos because I don't want to blow this. So let's get all 3 videos done, and then we'll try bringing in a guest and see if that works. So, hey, thank y'all for joining me and in the Spike's Prospecting Shop. And let's watch the video and chill out on it, okay? Ain't nothing to hurt but see how it goes. And remember this is bad wilderness, and the place is closed now, so you can't go. So if you want to go to another place, there's another place up there to go. It's not quite as rustic, but it's a whole lot nicer. So hey, y'all be good. Let's watch this first half and let's go for it.
Previously on Alaskan.
Extra, extra! Gold found in the Klondike. Read all about it.
Shortly after the discovery of gold in the Yukon Territory of Canada, a stampede of eager treasure seekers from all over the world started on their long quest to the Klondike.
Finally, that spirit just caught hold of America, and it was the gold rush that gave them that.
Leading the entire West Coast as the premier jumping-off point for the Klondike, Seattle was the first of the cities to see a glimpse of hope after a seemingly endless 5-year recession.
There's more to the Seattle history than meets the casual eye.
Now, more than a century later, Seattle continues to play an intrinsic role as a group of modern-day gold miners gear up for their summer in the far reaches of Alaska. Klondike. They are there to take care of business. Though smiles are abundant, each and every one of them is aware of the tasks that face them, as well as the time frame to accomplish such tasks before the mining camp they know as their summer home comes alive. while gazing off into the vast expanse of an unknown wilderness, all the while being fortunate enough to have secured passage north. Only one thing was on the minds of the tens of thousands of men and women who traveled up the Lynn Canal in the late 1800s. Riches beyond their wildest dreams.
Gold was at a premium then, kind of like it is right now. And people were desperate, and gold was like the shining light.
The most popular route to the gold fields was by steamship up to the Skagway area. Then you've got an overland portion that you have to hike either 32 or 40 miles to Bennett, British Columbia, where you can get onto the Yukon River. From Bennett to the gold fields is 600 miles approximately.
Skagway, Alaska is a small borough at the end of the Inside Passage. It is nestled against a number of jagged and heavily glaciated mountains.
The coastal range of mountains in Alaska is kind of like a wall. There's very few places you can cross very readily. But there are a few valleys and passes here and there, and that's where Skagway came into play.
Known as the gateway to the Klondike, Skagway acted as a base camp, while the stampeders worked tirelessly to transport their goods over the mountain passes.
They didn't know what they were getting into. All they saw in their eyes was gold.
Most of those folks weren't miners or outdoors folks at all, and then there they were thrust in the middle of nowhere, having to fend for themselves.
Face it, I mean, they had a tremendous trip in front of them. Things were expensive here that they had to buy. They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know how to pan for gold once they got there.
A lot of folks thought they'd just be home in a matter of weeks, that getting to the Yukon was a simple thing, that you just scoop up the gold with your bare hands, but the reality was, of course, far, far different.
Misery or agony? That was the choice needed to be made when deciding which of the two trails one would take, crossing over the mountain passes near the Skagway and Dyea area.
And then you'd have to have clothing that would keep you comfortable in as low as 70 below zero. And of course, you'd have your mining equipment with you, which was simply shovel, pickaxe, gold pan, and carpentry tools with which to build the boat, build a cabin, and build some rudimentary mining equipment like a rocker box or a sluice box.
Whichever route the stampeders chose, assuming they chose one at all, would take weeks, if not months, of round trips moving their ton of supplies.
The source of the Yukon River is about 30 miles from Tidewater at Skagway, but the biggest mountains in North America are blocking your way. I wouldn't want to carry 100 pounds up and down a mountain about 60 times over, you know, right?
For this reason, the majority of the stampeders did not make it any further.
Once they got here, they had another 600 miles to go, carrying over a ton of supplies with them. Not a lot of them made it up there.
By the fall of 1897, thousands of people found themselves on the beach of Skagway. Directly behind the human anthill, a town was emerging.
Well, how do y'all think? That was the first section. Normally they'd throw you in a big old commercial and try to sell you something right there, but no, we're going to do that. Anybody got any questions? Let me see what they are. I know from that last section, I got to tell you, my favorite comment of the whole thing had to come from Benzo. And he says, "Hush, my stories are on." And all I could think of was my grandma when he said that. And I just had to smile, brother, because, hey, bless you for it. I'm telling you what, that was a good one. Everybody, let's hang on. Let's go ahead and watch another section. I'm not going to drag this out and make y'all sit around and listen to me and talk to me right now. So let's just bump it up and take off with the next part. Y'all ready for the Dunn's commercials are over? Let's go back to work.
little trick to it. I thought I had some boots in me.
Although it's technically a highway, the stretch of beach from the town of Nome to the Cripple River mining camp can be impassable at times.
The beach in itself is a totally different all the time. I mean, when we first got here, we had big berms of gravel and rock and ice.
The hard-packed ice could be hidden under thin layers of snow and sand, making truck transportation not only difficult, but extremely dangerous as well. In knowing this, a few all-terrain vehicles are always stored in town. This ensures no time is lost waiting on Mother Nature.
When we first got here this year, we never know what challenges to expect. A lot of ice came up on the beach, and it was a little bit rough getting the truck into camp.
When we first got here, we had ice up on the beach. It's a pretty hairy trip of getting out on the first trip.
It just everything changes up here.
Jim Boatman reaches the river crossing first and carefully analyzes a safe route across. The spring flooding can erode the river bottom, and if not careful, an ATV could swiftly be carried out to sea.
The ATVs made it across the river, and we were able to at least get here and start to get set up without any problems.
As the first wave of crew members arrive at the camp, the damage from the icy winter is assessed and everyone immediately gets to work.
When we first get here, the first things that we start doing is we get the containers open with the backhoe, and we get that thing running first, and then we start removing all the logs and the rocks and stuff that we've got in front of the containers to hold them closed for the winter.
That's kind of our job out here, is do all the background and get all ready for the participants to come out here and have a great time.
First on the list is power and water.
And then they want to get into the generator room, which is probably what we need to do first. Just get the generator going. That's the most important thing right there. We got to get that going.
A small crew place a pump in the Cripple River and begin thawing the well.
Well, I think it's going to come out pretty quick.
Yeah, gotta open up the generator. I gotta find the right key though. They may not be in here. Time to go on a scavenger hunt.
Now it's just wait until it thaws, 15 minutes maybe.
Oh, finally got the keys to this thing and open it. There's the lifeblood.
While working to restart the camp's central generator, the opening crew noticed an unfamiliar sound.
Crack it up. Ain't got nothing to lose at this point. That is not a good sign. Holy, look at that. That's all rust.
The generator appears to be severely damaged, and without this piece of equipment, many parts of the main camp, including the kitchen, the truck shop, the fuel pumps, and the water system, cannot operate.
With all the shops here in town, there's still a lot of selling to be done. So people are still making money here. Today we tend to call it the Visa Rush.
Today, Skagway can see up to 10,000 tourists a day during the summer months.
Most tourists, I find, aren't that interested in the history until they get here. And then they're like amazed at what happened in this little town and how the whole world was focused on here for just a few months.
Back in the fall of 1897 and continuing on for a few years, Skagway was anything but a vacation spot. The men and women that found themselves in that region of the world were there for business. Gold was their focus, and struggle their reality.
There were two ways of getting rich during the gold rush. You could dig gold out of the ground, that was one way, but that's a lot of hard work. Who wants to do that, right? The other way was to start a business or provide a service, that kind of thing. And there were people who settled in Skagway to do just that.
If I might offer some advice, if you ever find yourself in the middle of a gold rush, my advice is to open a bar.
When we come back, we'll see how one man took advantage of the masses.
Hey, how's that? Okay, guys, that was the second section of that movie. It's going to tell you a little bit about getting out to the camp and getting in the buildings. And some years you got out there and there was snow still piled up, and some years it was all gone. My last year up there, me and my wife spent 5 hours getting down the beach to get to camp. And then we had to get somebody to come get us the last mile and a half because we were stuck in the river in a snowbank. So, hey, it is what it is. I can show you some pictures someday about that. So, how you doing, Lee? But anyway, let's go ahead and run the other, and we'll get to bringing on some guests so we can all talk and share and everything, because that's what I was trying to work with this and do. So let's run through another one. This system won't let me run them all, or I'd do them all at one time, but it won't let me do that. So, hey, y'all let's watch them, enjoy. Think your questions up, let me know. It's a really good camera crew, a really top-notch production crew, and it done the work, and they make everybody look good, including me every now and then. So y'all be good. And every now and then, if you see me in it, make a note of it, because you never know what might happen to the person that keeps a count on how many episodes, how many times you see me in an episode. Remember that. Y'all be good. Let's go show watching more.
It did not take long for the town of Skagway to be seen as little better than hell on earth.
People were overcharging. It was a greedy time.
The lawless nature of the town suggested great opportunity for one notorious conman, Jefferson Randolph Smith.
There's honest businessmen, and then there's dishonest businessmen.
He quickly organized the shadier element in town, if you will.
Come see the Days of 98 show live on stage with Soapy Smith, Alaska's most notorious outlaw.
He got his name, Soapy, from his scheme with selling soap.
I have a new soap. I have a wonder soap. Here is the finest cleansing agent ever brought forth by man's scientific ingenuity. The fruit of many weary months of research and experiment in my own laboratory. Use this soap upon your skin, and it will glow like the moon. Your face will shine with the radiance of 1,000 candles. Is that bald spot growing, sir? Use my soap, and the patriarchal locks once more will adorn your brow.
He'd wrap bars of soap in money, a $100 bill or a $50 bill or a $20 bill, and people would come and buy the soap for an outrageous price because they wanted to win the $100 bill.
I will sell you a bar from these I have already wrapped for the ridiculous price of $5. And you will have the privilege of choosing your own package.
But of course, his men were planted in the crowd, and they would come up.
Whoa, sorry guys.
I'm gonna take a shovel full of gold.
No, I didn't do that.
And so everyone was trying to buy the soap.
He quickly sold out of his soap and quickly disappeared because he knew that all the people would be opening their soap and finding nothing.
Soapy was doing the same thing earlier, and he got kicked out of Colorado, and when he heard about the gold rush, or the discovery of gold up here, he made his way up to Alaska to take advantage of what was going on in Skagway.
No one really knew what to expect as they first stepped off the ship onto the beach of Skagway. Any communication in and out of this town to the rest of the world could take months. In all the confusion, Soapy Smith saw this lack in communication as an opportunity for power and wealth.
He had a famous telegraph that would, people would pay money to send messages home.
Tell them that you got here and you were safe, and they would telegraph back and say that, oh, well, maybe Johnny had just been run over by a horse and needed to go to the hospital, and they didn't have enough money. And
people were told that they could come into his telegraph office and give their gold to the agent there, and it would be, quote, wired back to their home bank. Well, that never really happened.
You know, if they would learn something here in Skagway, if they would learn that you can't trust anyone or anything, well, maybe they would become suspicious of that telegraph company. Suspicious enough to follow that grand and glorious cable out of the back of the office, down over the bank, and into the Lynn Canal where it ends just past the dock.
He had a telegraph station with wires going out of the building and into the woods, and they were just tied off on a tree further up the hill.
Went nowhere, so no one was getting messages out of here.
Basically, he ran a very successful criminal syndicate here in this town.
The town of Skagway was in rapid development. While hotels and saloons were run by profiteers, many restaurants were run by men with icicle feet, whose fare consisted of only their required goods to enter into Canada.
And so a lot of people, when they realized, I'm going home.
Their dreams for riches were over before they began. These men were now only concerned with selling their goods to earn enough money for a ticket home.
Well, there you go, guys. That got us through episode 2, so you can see all about kind of how it takes to get that camp going and what all was happening up there. And hey, guess what? I hit the button too soon, so there's some more of it. Let's watch some more. Oh, no.
We had our main generator go down. It apparently got moisture in it over the winter, and first fired it up, and we had sparks going everywhere, and it burned up the generator portion of itself.
The crew scrambles to find parts to repair the damaged generator. These parts could cost thousands, and worse, take weeks to arrive. They must now rely on the camp's old generator to start without complication, and service a small part of the camp's power until the necessary parts arrive.
Some guy right here is our backup, and this is our main generator.
Fortunately, we had our old generator still in service. We keep that up and running just in case things like this happen for backup.
We've added a lot of different things this year, freezers and stuff like this, and ice makers, which it all pulls a lot of juice, and it's getting to the point where we're probably getting pretty close again.
What are we gonna have to order for this guy? Whole new unit, probably.
Not gonna be good.
No. Every year, our demand for electricity just gets a little bit higher and higher and higher, and we just have to keep upgrading.
Everyone at the camp anxiously has their eyes fixed upon the horizon. Word was sent that the barge carrying their food and supplies was in Anchorage a few days prior. Barge deliveries are, in a sense, life support to the small communities of western Alaska. Since this will be the first barge to dock at Nome after a long winter, not only are the crew with the Cripple River mining camp anxiously awaiting its arrival, but the entire population of Nome as well. Other than the random mechanical issues that arise, the harsh winter climate is definitely the largest adversary the Cripple River mining camp has to deal with. The tundra shifts as the permafrost melts, naturally causing damage to the buildings. The construction crew works tirelessly to mend these wounds.
Throughout the years, the floors all bag and sag, and the tundra, when it freezes, it lifts, and when it thaws out, it goes down. We're just trying to get the floors up, tie them to the wall, so that the wall and the floor, if it goes down, the whole thing goes down at one time instead of leaving a hole in the bottom.
It's quite a process, but we've got it set down in just different stages so we don't run over each other.
Day in and day out, more and more crew members arrive, each and every one knowing exactly what tasks lie in front of them. The outer camps are sitting as desolate as they were left 9 months prior. It is only a matter of time before they are flooded with eager prospectors.
We're loading up, getting ready to head upriver to the outer camps, start getting things opened up for the participants. Toby's headed to the dredge, start things in operation up there, and Spike and I are going to head on up to Catchmark and get that put together and get it opened up, get cabins cleaned out.
The select few assigned to these outer camps battle the trail and begin their opening preparations. Still to come on Alaskan. The much anticipated barge is in sight off the coast of Nome. We'll continue to follow the crew as they prepare for a modern-day gold rush at the Cripple River mining camp. We'll also see what trials and tribulations are awaiting the stampeders of the Klondike gold rush as they make their way across the treacherous mountain passes. To continue learning about this great time in history, as well as extended content from today's gold rush, visit AlaskanTheSeries.com.
Okay, guys, what'd y'all think? Tell me a little bit about it, okay? Yeah, it has changed a lick. It's falling down, David. Last I seen pictures of it, it's falling down worse than now than it was. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think, and I'm going to fix this link here to try to share out and find and get somebody to come in, because I have never done this, so this is going to be brand new here. I'm going to put it up here, and I'm just going to do the crazy thing, I guess, is what they say to do if you want to really get a bunch of folks jump on here. Yeah, I'm just going to do it right there. Here we go. Boom. There you go, folks. Let's get one or two in to start, and then we'll kind of add on to it, okay? Y'all don't bomb me too fast, okay? Y'all don't bomb me too fast. So anyway, y'all come on in and let's do that. And let's see. Most of y'all know about the gold ram, I'm sure. I got my little gold ram commercial. Y'all seen it? I'm sure y'all seen it. It's kind of, well, it's me, okay? So I got this really good-looking friend. And she is going to do my new go-around commercial for me. So we're going to be doing that real soon. So, oh, me. Yeah, I'm doing my part. I didn't do that part, brother. That's something else. I don't take any credit for any part of that. It's in the description. No credit for any part of that. I'm just lived it. I was in it, and I just thought I'd share it. I mean, since I was in it, I thought who else could share it other than somebody that was in it. So anyway, if you got anything you want to ask about, throw it on the question. I'll try to ask, and the link's there in case somebody pops up. I guess I'll know where to find them when it happens. They're supposed to dink or something in my ear, so I'll be waiting for that to happen. And I guess I put the link. Yeah, I put the link up there. So, yeah, it's there. So anyway, somebody tries that, and we'll see how it works. And when I was in Alaska in the summers up at Catchmark, this was my house that I'm sitting in right now. So the river is straight back that way. Well, yeah, kind of that way behind my back. That wall, yeah, there. The river's that way. And then, yeah, that's my wife's 41 Magnum right there. Man, this pointing its stuff backwards is crazy. That's her pistol sitting right there. And gold bug number, yeah, that one. Wrong shoulder, dummy. Yeah, that one. Gold bug pro. Anyway, so that's what's happening with that. So somebody come on and hit the button. And you can do it with a phone, Lee. I think you can. If you take that link and do it on a phone, I believe. 22 right now. Wow, it says 11 on my end. So, 22 episodes. No, I think there's 20 to be honest there, Charles. So, yeah, I got another one coming up at 9 o'clock. So y'all come on in and let's chat a little while before we start the next one up. Because I put that link up for somebody to come in and try this thing out. And I'm trying to see how it works, you know. See how it works bringing a guest on, if you can do that. I have never tried it. So it'll either shut us down or it'll work, you know. So all I can tell you guys. So we'll just have to see. Anybody got any questions? I'm looking at the thing. Yep, there's somebody down there now. Let me see who it is. I'll have to let them in right now because, I mean, heck, I got to add anybody right now. I got to have somebody. Hey, Charles.
How's it going?
You echoing. Let me see if I can fix a little bit here. See if I can do a little advanced audio cuff and take some echo out. Okay, that might work.
Did it work?
Yep, I think I got you out, folks. Is he out of there? Is it out now? Okay, so how you doing, Charles?
Doing all right.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh my God. I just get cold thinking about that shit.
Well, it's finally warming up here. Like the last couple days, we got above 38.
Ooh, it was 43 here today, I think it was, but it was raining all day. Now we had 71 yesterday in bright sunshine, and I was stuck in the shop making parts all day. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. So, what'd you think about the show?
It's awesome. I like it.
Well, I figured I might as well share it and let people enjoy it. Megan over in New Hampshire, it's cold up there where she's at too. I would not want to be there. I stayed in Nome one year till October the 17th. I think it was 18th. No, thank you. Never again. No. And I wouldn't have stayed that year if it hadn't been for extenuating circumstances, as the old saying goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, it's called 9/11. I was in Nome, Alaska when 9/11 happened. And it happened the day before I went to the airport to fly home. So we're out at the camp and pack all our stuff up, close everything at the camp. Me and the last two people that were there, and we get in the truck and head to town. We're going to go to the restaurant at Fat Freddy's and eat a burger. And I sit down at one of them big old round tables with my buddies, and we're sitting there, and I watched that plane fly into that building on TV. And at first, I thought it was a movie. And then it showed a news ticker across the bottom, and I sit there with my mouth hanging open, and people were going. And they said, "You don't know about that?" And I mean, I'm 15 miles in the wilderness. I didn't know anything.
So out there, you don't hear anything.
No. We didn't have a radio or anything. All that had been taken out. There was no satellite hooked up. There was nothing. I mean, so the cell phone didn't work out there at that time. This was 2001. We didn't have cell phones out there then. So, yeah. So I'm sitting there, and the guy says, "You ain't flying out of here no time soon." So I went to the airport, talked to the nice lady at Alaska Airlines, and she says, "You ain't leaving no time soon." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, we got to have they've mandated that we have to have a metal detector before we can ever fly anybody out of this airport again." Now, they've never had a metal detector in Nome, Alaska. Nome, Alaska, the airport's in a metal building, like a metal
one of the
frame building, Yeah. So she told me, she said, "I tell you what, you're going to be a while. I don't know how long it'll be." So we went to the grocery store, groceried up, went to the propane store and propaned up, and headed back to camp, me and my son and our other buddy. And we ended up staying there till we seen an airplane come across the camp one evening, because they circled out and come right around the camp before they come back to the airport. And we'd been waiting until we finally seen an airplane. So we finally seen an airplane. We waited another day, closed the whole camp up, went in. So that was how I ended up staying in Nome and about freezing my butt off. Yeah. And that's the year that my guitar, with all that going on, I didn't bring my guitar out because it was so late. So I left my guitar in a Connex in October and got back there in May. And it was still pretty much in tune. And it's still right today. It's probably one of the best guitars on. So, yeah.
I remember you showing that when you showed that custom guitar that you made.
Yeah. It's the second acoustic guitar from the right. So,
yep.
Yeah. It's in that rack, in that shelf right there.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice collection of guitars you got there.
Yeah, it's that one, the second one over from the right in the picture there. Yeah, and that's just a picture of them. That's not them, because I'm in a different space. I've been out traveling, folks. I move from place to place. I just got to know, what would y'all say? What would y'all do if I showed up in this room one night to work and talk to y'all? Oh my God. Yeah. And then, sometimes that's the way it works, but yeah, I'm waiting to see if anybody else kicks in here, get us some more people to talk. I had never tried the chat feature. So, it's
Maybe we
actually
should
working.
spend some
So
good time here.
yeah, I'll be glad when it warms up so we can all go prospect again, guys. I really will. So I'm looking to see who's out there. JP and them must have run off and left because I don't see no comments or nothing. So I was hoping to bring them in and talk to us there. Benzo had me broke up when he said, hush, hush, you're disturbing my soaps or something like that. That's about the funniest thing I've heard in a while. Yeah.
It was pretty good. It had me laughing too.
Yeah. Oh, me. Oh, okay. Well, let me see if I can put this thing on one more time, see if anybody else wants to come in here and talk to us. I'd love for more of them to drop by. We lost quite a few. I was hoping they'd stay around for a while and chat and bring some chat in with us and some info. I got to set up the other StreamYard. It won't let me set up the whole thing and stack everything ready. It dumps it before you can get ready. So, yeah, learning to use that deal. I knew nothing about it till yesterday. Benzo turned me on to it. So, I
only just started using it myself, so I'm still trying to figure everything out on the phone.
Yeah.
Because
I hadn't tried it on the phone. Yeah, I'm just doing it on my setup here where I do my camera videos and stuff. So I got my setup here to roll the lights over, and down on this table I can do tech videos. So I got a whole bunch of products stacked up over here, over there, yeah, that I'm gonna do tech videos on. So there's Benzo. Come on in here, Benzo. I want to try this out with you, man. Please, I'd love to see you. And my first one doing guest, I like to have nobody but one of my buddies. So if you get a minute, just come on. You can go back to editing shortly. You can edit while you talk for all I care. Just put your earbuds in. Y'all been good though. Yeah. But yeah, the Alaska trip was a lot of fun, Charles. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be fun to share it. And the episode I put up the other night did have a little strike, and it was a little 28 seconds of music that was in it. And we kicked that 28 seconds of music out. And so it's gone and got that done. So we got somebody else down here. Heavy Meadows down here wanting to come in with us. We're going to bring him in too. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Hello there, brother.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Can't complain. I enjoyed the show.
Good. Glad to have you in. Really am. Glad to have you.
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions, but I feel like I'll spoil it for myself on down the road,
No, you go right ahead, brother. It's that's what we're here for. I don't mind.
Are you all going to be using heavy equipment, or are you all just going out there with like high bankers, things like that?
There's an excavator with a big old bucket and dozers and all that in there too. So that works that's up the river. They got an operation doing that up the river. They'll be showing you that. So yeah, it was a good, good experience. I love to camp. I just hate it closed down, so when it closed and we lost it, and they just decided it, I guess in these times with the interest in gold, this probably would have been the best time to still have it. But for them, it was the time I think they'd done it long enough and they was just tired of it, so, and, Mr. Buzzard was gone and Tom's not that, I guess didn't want to work that much at doing that part of it. So, I can't judge him for it. It's his, he bought it. He owns it with his own lock, stock, and barrel. So he can do with it what he wants to,
I'd love to do that one day, man. Go off grid and kind of do it on a smaller scale, but hunt, fish, just go out there with supplies and hang out for about 3 months. That'd be so cool. Of course, get gold and everything, but
oh yeah. Well, I've got a claim that me and a partner with a partner. I hadn't been in there 5 years because of my health, but I had a neck fusion and then I had the back issues and then everything that happened the last year. So didn't make it up there, but as soon as I can, I'm going back just out on the Solomon Rivers near where George and him went the first time they went to Alaska back in the 80s, which is the Casa de Paga River. So it's like 45 miles out of Nome. It's in the wilderness, way out there. So
yeah, that's how I'd have to be. I'd want to be snaring things, catching fish. I want to be by a creek. So it'll happen one day. I know it's going to take a lot of money to actually be able to do that.
Yeah, there's creeks everywhere. Don't worry. There's more water than you can deal with. That's for sure. So
I checked out one place in Chicken, and it was like, I want to say it was like $2,800. You had to fly yourself there, and then they have a small plane pick you up, and they feed you and all that and house you. They have all the dredges and all that, but it's like, man, it's like $3,000, and I don't know. I kind of want to go explore
if you want to
somewhere
go
deeper.
Right. If I was going to go on a trip like that, I would go to AKAU camp up at Nome, which is all Crutches camp. It's right on the side of Animal Mountain, and I just about guarantee you, if you know how to use a metal detector, you'll walk away with a lot of metal and a lot of gold. And if you don't, you just go run a high banker or wash a wash pan. You can do so many things to get gold. So it's a good way to go. Hey,
yeah, well, the people that I watched go there, they made their money back. They basically paid for their trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
well,
even if you go up there and you spend $2,800 and you get, an ounce and a half, it's still, to me, it's a trip and it's worth it.
But you never forget that adventure. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I got somebody down here I'm gonna bring in. He's coming in with us if he's ready. You ready down there, Benzo?
Good deal.
See. He's got his mic off, I think. But let me see if he's ready. You there, Benzo?
Well, look.
Hey guys, I'm here. I had to mute some stuff and get it ready.
There he is. Right, great picture, Benzo. That's good.
All right, how's it looking? How's it sounding?
Good. Sounds great, man.
Cool. What's up, Charles? Heavy Meadow. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
You look at the camera.
My old laptop's doing okay here, I guess. Oh me. So Benzo, what
are you using your phone or are you using your computer?
It's the first time I've tried to call in anywhere on the computer, and it's working good.
It's real good. Yeah.
Yeah, your computer's working great, man.
Yeah. That's the picture's so good compared to last night, and the sound's just crystal clear. So
I got this new microphone.
Yeah. When you get close to it, it's really loud, right? I just wished I could reach my sound box over on the other side. I just wished I could get to it. That was about the funniest thing. I went back and listened to myself, Benzo, and I had to laugh at myself. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was odd. It was definitely odd.
Yeah. When you can see me doing it's really odd. Okay. When you can't see me, it's even different, So then you got, you don't have a visual reference to that voice. It makes it really odd. So anyway, I'm behind on, I haven't been reading. I get behind on reading the comments over here, folks. I'm sorry.
JP, call in and do a shot with me.
Yeah, I don't have a mullet anymore, JP. I cut it off.
I got a mullet now. Hair's growing.
Well,
I haven't hit my neck up, man. I could braid my neck hairs right now, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. Little corn rolls out the back. I gotta hit it up tomorrow with a razor.
Old school rat tail coming out there.
If I don't brush my hair, I got the whole circus clown look going on.
Guys, I know y'all. If you look around some pictures of me you see sometimes back in the day, I'd have my hair like this big.
No
Joe. I can send you a picture and show you that
bigger. It was bigger.
It was
seen the
big.
picture. He's like, hey, here's a picture of me. I'm like, no, it ain't. He's like, yeah, it is.
It was back in the day. It was a real tight curl, and in the 70s, I went to a Kool in the Gang concert, and I was leading the train through the whole concert. The train at the front. I was leading the train.
Kool in the Gang.
Yeah.
They got good music.
What's the first concert you ever went to? Let me know that, guys.
Very, very first, when I was still young, and Jimmy Buffett.
Okay.
My first Coliseum, the Scorpions.
My first concert, Black Oak, Arkansas, and Brownsville Station.
Okay.
Yep, that was my first one.
My first big one was Papa Roach, and they did it in my backyard.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
I saw Papa Roach with Godsmack, Bloodhound Gang, and who else was there?
Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, that's why I went, man. Bloodhound Gang. It was great, dude.
Was this like 1997?
This was like 96, 97, something like that.
Yeah, I was trying.
That wasn't my first one. It was just like Charles said that. My first concert was the Hard Knock Life Tour. Jay-Z, DMX, Method Man and Redman, and I can't remember who else, but there was a huge brawl there. It was awesome. A bunch of black dudes. Me and all my white friends, we got back and just watched it.
That's what I did, 16 to 24. I just went to shows all the time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them over the years. That's for sure. I done the biggest one I went to as a kid is I was like 15, and I went to Atlanta to the big Southern Jam at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And that was the Allman Brothers and Marshall Tucker and Skannerd. And I mean, it was everybody big, Wet Willie, the whole bunch. It was all the big ones, you know? So it was the biggest jam I ever went to at that age. So
don't be tickling me. Don't be tickling
Charles,
me.
what about you? Your first concerts, man?
My first like real concert was probably George Thorogood over here in Wisconsin.
Oh,
yeah, Bow to the Bone. Yeah,
nice.
It was. Yeah,
he was about my favorite in 1984.
I mean, I've been to a lot of garage band concerts and stuff because from like 18 to 25, I did a lot of promoting and setting up gigs for like local bands here in Wisconsin.
Oh,
yeah,
I had a roadie too.
Megan's talking about down here. Charlie Daniels Band, Marshall Tucker, Travis Tritt, all at one time. Now, that's the way to go.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Now, when did you see Marshall Tucker? Put that date in there if you would for me. Let me know. I'd kind of like to wonder about that. There's a reason for that. I wonder when people see Marshall Tucker Band, if what year they saw him or whatever. Hey, we got somebody lurking here. Let's bring him on in. See how many more we can add.
There we
go. Let's see.
One more. So you have 6.
So depressed me by saying you was born in 1984. Yeah. So 2 years ago. Okay. Well, you saw Doug and the guys after I was gone a long time ago. That's for sure. But yeah, Megan, I used to work for the Marshall Tucker Band as a guitar tech. So just so you'll know. But here comes my other bearded buddy. Look at that.
There's a lot of beer going on in here.
welcome to the show, JP.
Glad to be here.
Hey, you know what's funny? I get to be the old man beard in this show. I don't know if it's funny or not, but I am.
All right, we're going to do shot.
Y'all going to do shots? Y'all go for them. I just got my coat with me, guys. I'm being good tonight. I got to do another show in a little bit.
All I've got is water, root beer, and milk. That's all I've got. The only
Mix
liquid.
those together at work. That'll count.
I'll join you tomorrow. What'd you say, Benzo?
I said, mix those together. It'll count.
Yeah, like when you was a kid, you put everything in the bathtub and call it PJ and drink it.
Yeah. I don't know about bathtub, but I've mixed in a cooler.
Yeah, well, whatever. Of course, how many people you have. Oh, me. So anyway, what y'all think? Did y'all like the way that worked out?
I'm enjoying
the format?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah. Well, Streamlabs lets me do, 10-minute clips max. You know what I mean? So I have to play in their rules. So we play with their rules. And do the best we can. And try to figure out all these buttons, all these little buttons over here. Yeah. And JP, is that the most aggravating thing in the world, trying to figure out what button to push and which direction to push?
Yep.
You got to remember that everything's backwards.
Yeah, everything's backwards. I mean, I want to point at something. It's always, I can point twice and still do it the wrong damn way. That's the crazy part. Yeah, I'll point twice and still point the same wrong side. So yeah.
New Hampshire whiskey's gone.
Oh man. So y'all sipping over there like, there we go. Charles got his.
Just do the root beer. Just do the root beer. Don't mix them together.
Yeah, don't go crazy. No, you might hurt yourself.
Patrick needs some heat.
Oh man.
Man, tomorrow night we're going to light it up. We're going to need some of that Reaper jerky.
Hey, we're gonna have the open house down here next Sunday at the shop, 2 to 6 or so.
I need to try to see if I can make it.
If y'all could, it'd be great. And bring your cameras, because I'm gonna set a bunch of gas in that piano and burn that sucker to the ground.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear it play its last song, boys.
You do that though.
Say again.
Cut the strings on the piano before you burn it.
No way.
He wants it to explode. He wants it to
go. Bing, bing, bing,
wants it to explode.
Yeah.
See, my
Here's
piano.
what we did. I brought the piano home. I cut all the braces out the back of it with a chainsaw. Okay? Big chunks of maple. Took them all, stacked them up to make guitar necks out of. Run them through the planer and cut them down thick enough to make necks and all that. And then the piano's been sitting here because of the weather and because of what all's been going on. Hadn't got done anything soon. And it's been sitting a long time. And it's in rough shape, but I got it drug around there next to the bushes. And well, I figured we're just going to douse it real good with gasoline and let it play its last song all by its damn self.
I don't know about gasoline.
Well, diesel fuel then.
Okay, that's better.
I love that sound gasoline makes when you say woof.
We'd have to light it from afar.
It's a cool noise.
Yeah, you have to light the fire from afar.
Way far.
If you don't feel it, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, yeah. If it don't give you that feeling, yeah, okay. But yeah, we all look like tomatoes tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Excuse me. Says who?
Well, I got to go reload the other video for here in a little bit to get ready for the other show. So I've got the files. I'm trying to figure this all out. I got the files all put in one place, ready to go. So I'm just going to go there, drop them in. I should be able to take off with the next one and go. So I think that's the way I can do that. So either that or I could. I don't know. Benzo suggested I do 2 videos, and that's what I think I'm going to do. But then right here sitting at it, I'm looking at it, I could go ahead and just hit the start button while 10 people are in here.
Boom.
So,
why not?
You know, so if we waited about 9 more minutes and start another video, might be a way to do that just instead of starting over.
I've noticed.
But I've already got one. I've already got one scheduled though, don't I?
Yep. The lives don't get a whole lot of replays. Even the big channels that have a ton of people in the lives,
right?
They only get this much replay on it, and I've noticed that that people want to watch stuff live when it happens. And
yeah, well, you know what I found on mine last week. We had a pretty good crowd the night we done it, but I've had like 3 times that many watch it since then. Which is
okay.
On that one, and I think it's just because that content was pretty good, and it's not me; it's the content we were sharing. It's the content we were reacting and sharing on. So how's that sound?
Right.
So
that's cool. So I guess we get a little break, and then the show will come back.
Yeah, we can talk about things, and then we'll just kick over to the other one and start over, I guess, because it's going to be. I already got it scheduled. If I don't go there, it's going to cancel it out and make a mess out of my system. You know how that works. So
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Means we're all going to have to leave and all have to go over there.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but y'all know where I'm at. How can it be to find me?
Yeah. I already got notified for the next one. So
yeah, see, they are getting the notifications. The system's working. The system's working like it's supposed to. Y'all go to the bathroom right quick. Yeah, y'all go to the bathroom and all that, and see it'll be ready when you come back with a new video. So
all right, see y'all later,
guys. Hey, Heavy, thank you for coming in. Charles, thank you guys. JP, Benzo. Love y'all guys. Appreciate you for dropping in.
All right.
I really do.
JP later. Charles
Benzo,
later. Spike,
come see me, brother. Y'all stay good. Be out. See you in a little bit.
awesome shows, Spike.
Thank you, sir. Okay, guys. I'm going to shut this one down and get ready to start another one up on the channel here. I've got another episode 3 lined up to go, and at the end of it, the last section of it, I'm all over that sucker. So, hey, if you count in this next one, how many times I'm in it, the winner that gets exactly how many times I'm in this video, not sitting here talking to you, but in the video. But if you get the number exact, you get a gold ram, and I'm going to send it out to you. So, hey, you got that? So we'll be back, and I'll let everybody know that when we get to the new video. Later, guys. Hey, thank you for dropping in. I guess the first time doing this was okay.